Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. I welcome you to English grade 7 video lessons. I'm your instructor Zia Hamid. I hope that you're doing well and you are enjoying your learning time. Now, we know that we are going to deal with unit number 2 of the book, Etiquettes of Travel and Transport. The theme is about travel and transport and the sub-theme is traveling etiquettes. Now, in this video lesson, we are going to see the competency of reading and critical thinking, and we are learning about identifying fact and opinion. This will be our lecture number 4. Now, let's begin by reading our students' learning outcome for this lesson. So, our SLOs are, they are merged together. Let's read them one by one. Number 1 is identify fact and opinion. For example, based on beliefs or assumptions, generalized statements, and correct use of imperative language. Now, we will see the difference between fact and opinion and what are beliefs and assumptions. Also, the use of imperative language. Furthermore, let's read the other one. Recognize features of an effective topic sentence using specific words and vivid verbs. Next one is a larger text to recognize each paragraph as a separate meaningful unit of expression with its own topic sentence and supporting details. Now, my dear learners, these are the things that we will cover in our students' learning outcome and in this video lesson. Now, let's take a look at our vertical linkage of this SLO or these SLOs with the previous grade that you have already studied, and I hope that you recall what we studied in the previous grade. Now, it's time to storm your brains a little bit. Time to do a brainstorming session. In this brainstorming session, we have a prompt. Let's see what's the difference between a fact and an opinion. Now, there are two terms, fact and opinion. Have you ever heard about it? And can you identify or can you recall what they are? Let's move forward. The topic is fact versus opinion. Let's break it down. Let's read what is a fact. So the definition of fact is, a fact is something that is true and can be proven. For example, the sky is blue is a fact because we can see it with our eyes. So something like this is considered to be a fact. Let's look at an example. Distances that once took days to travel can now be covered in a matter of hours. Now, this is a fact because transportation has updated and upgraded so much, and this is an example from your text of the lesson. Now, this is an example of a fact. We know that facts are actually, they are true and they can be proven. So such things will be called facts. Now, what is an opinion? Let's see. An opinion is what someone thinks or feels about something. It's not something that can be proven true or false. Now we have established that an opinion is what someone thinks or feels, and also it can be proven whether it's true or false. Let's look at an example. Chocolate ice cream is the best flavor. Now, this is an opinion because it's about what someone likes. One may not like chocolate ice cream, hence we cannot prove whether it's true or false. Hence we call it an opinion. Opinions are based upon beliefs and assumptions. So, after looking at the example, let's see what opinions are based upon. They are based upon two things, that are your beliefs and assumptions. Now let's see what are beliefs and assumptions. Now let's look at belief first. Belief is something a person thinks is true based on their feelings or experiences, like believing honesty is important. Now, if you believe that honesty is important and you are honest, this is your belief. An assumption is something someone thinks is true without proof, like guessing tomorrow will be sunny, it will rain tomorrow or not. All these are assumptions. One may assume that it's going to rain tomorrow, hence it's a assumption. So this is the difference between a belief and an assumption. Now let's look at page number 15 from your book. A journal statement informs the readers of a particular paragraph. Imperative language is used to give commands and instructions. Now we are talking about imperative language, and let's see what we have. Which it is used commands, instructions or requests. It tells someone what to do and usually starts with a verb. Let's look at some examples. Close the door. It's a command. Please sit down. This is also an imperative language. It's starting with words like please. Now, don't touch that. This is also a command, and this is telling what to do and what not to do. So when we come across such phrases, such sentences that use commands or requests, and they are usually starting with verbs, they are called, now this language is called an imperative language. Now let's read the lesson together from page number 13. Here we have a pre-reading question. Have you ever traveled to a distant place? Feel during the trip. Now what you feel is your assumption, is your opinion when you answer this question. Now while reading this, we will try to see that when do we come across opinions and facts. Traveling and transportation have become important in life. This is a fact. Distances that once took days to travel can now be covered in a matter of hours. Whether it is for education, business, or tourism, traveling has become unavoidable. Therefore, it is essential to maintain proper etiquette to ensure a smooth and pleasant experience for ourselves and those around us. We will know about the significance of etiquette in travel and transport, as it can enhance our journeys and foster positive interactions with fellow travelers and transportation staff. Respectful communication. During travel, effective communication is essential for maintaining a harmonious environment. It is important to use polite and respectful language when engaging with transportation staff and fellow travelers. Employing simple gestures such as expressing gratitude and using polite phrases like please and thank you can greatly contribute to creating a positive atmosphere. Here are 5 opinions from this page. Read again and think about it. Now let's go through a while reading question for you. What's the significance of maintaining proper in travel and transport? You can answer this question while reading. Now, queuing, boarding. Crowded things, it is essential to show respect by following the order of queuing and boarding. It's important to wait patiently and avoid cutting in line, as this can cause frustration and unnecessary conflicts. Showing respect and politeness means being aware of others and making sure that there is sufficient space for fellow travelers to get on or off the vehicle. Noise control. Traveling often involves being in close proximity to others, whether on planes, trains, buses, or other forms of transport. Therefore, it is essential to be mindful of noise levels and minimize disturbances for fellow passengers. Using headphones when listening to music or watching videos, speaking softly during conversations, and avoiding loud and disruptive behavior all contribute to a more pleasant and peaceful journey. Personal space and hygiene. When traveling, it's important to remember, respect personal space and stay clean. Take up only a little space. Do not invade others' personal space. Wash your hands and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. These simple actions help to create a comfortable and healthy environment for everyone. Now, let's talk about luggage consideration. When you travel with luggage, remember to be careful of the space it takes up. Keep your bags in designated areas like overhead compartments or under the seats to avoid causing problems for others. Also, make sure not to block the aisles or walkways with big bags or suitcases so that everyone can move around easily. Now, here is a while reading question. How can utilizing polite and respectful language contribute to a positive travel experience? Tolerance and patience. Traveling can sometimes be challenging with delays, crowded spaces, and unexpected situations. In such situations, it is important to exercise tolerance and patience, keeping calm and understanding that these situations are often beyond anyone's control can help maintain a positive attitude and reduce tension among fellow travelers. Etiquette in travel and transport is not merely a set of rules, but an approach that promotes respect, consideration, and empathy towards others. By following the principles of respectful communication, queuing, noise control, personal space, hygiene, luggage consideration, and practicing tolerance, we can enhance the travel experience for ourselves and those around us. This etiquette of travel and transport ensures that our journeys are efficient and memorable for all. Now, after reading this, you will go through this post-reading question that how do etiquettes in travel and transport promote respect, consideration, and empathy towards others. Now that we have read our lecture, we have read the lesson, the text, you can identify facts, opinions, beliefs, and assumptions from these. After going through the glossary, if you are having trouble with difficult words, now here is a simulation video for your better understanding. You can watch it later after the video, after this video lesson. This is easily found in the PPT and also in the description of the video. Let's talk about our classroom activity that we have on page number 14. You have to read the text and answer the following questions. Now that we have read the text together, you can easily answer these questions by yourself. Here is your worksheet to practice and learn more about facts and opinions. The homework is on page 15 from your book. Identify the facts and opinions, journal statement, and imperative language used in the lesson. Now, you will read the lesson again and find out all these things for your homework. We are here at the end with some resources, a skill sheet, worksheet, question bank, presentation, and a lesson plan. All these are attached in the description of the video. Thank you for listening. I hope that you have completely understood what's a fact, what is an opinion, the difference between these two, and facts and opinions are actually based upon beliefs and assumptions. And furthermore, we learned about using imperative language and we have also read the text. Thank you for listening. Till the next video lesson, Allah Hafiz.